Yesterday, the day before, for any empathic, caring human being, if you were not affected by yesterday, you need to check yourself, because that was a lot to watch. If you were watching the trial, if you weren't affected, something had to affect you yesterday, because really, just name one of our problems right now.
Yeah. Because back to worrying about a worldwide pandemic and an economic crisis. And okay, how about this?
Fine.
Jeff Cheedridge says, need cheering up. Here you go. 2 states have now opened criminal proceedings against mobster weasel moron Donald Trump.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Georgia's going in. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think the dam's going to break.
Yeah.
All of this is starting to ramp up, and everyone's, why didn't this happen before? Well, because we didn't have the Department of Justice yet. So now that we're having the Department of Justice, things are starting to happen. So just know that, and it's going to keep going. And
we were saying it's this beautiful diversity. Not only my future wife, because I'm Mrs. Stacey Plaskett.
You're also Mrs.
Mrs. Stephanie Stacey Plaskett.
And Kirsten Sinema.
Mrs. Senator Stephanie Sinema. Either way, hot. Oh my God, but she was so good. She's a superstar. And we just had such a diversity, and an Asian man and a black woman and a black man and a Jewish man and a gay man. David Cicilline.
Latino. We have everything
Latino,
up there.
yeah. Julian Castro was great. But just all amazing lawyers, amazing humans, and just presenting just a devastating case. But here's David Cicilline, who did great as well.
I'd now like to turn your attention to what was happening on the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue at the White House. And the truth is, the facts are that on January 6th, Donald Trump did not once condemn this attack. He did not once condemn the attackers. In fact, on January 6th, the only person he condemned was his own vice president, Mike Pence, who was hiding in this building with his family in fear for his life.
Dana, we were saying, I don't know what stunt Mike Lee thought he was pulling, but I mean, he's just made it worse. He was trying to, because Trump posted a tweet attacking his own vice president for lacking the courage to overturn the election for him, enraging his mob even further on January 6th, just minutes after learning that Mike Pence had just been removed from the Senate chamber for his own safety. Tommy Tuberville confirmed it himself yesterday. He confirmed the call. He said he didn't have a chance to say a whole lot because I said, Mr. President, they just took the vice president out. I've got to go. And the timeline is devastating. Right after that, he lashes out at Pence in a tweet. Right? I mean,
Mike Lee's also lying. That's part of it. If he put himself up in this trial and he objected and spoke up, then fine, let's call him under oath.
Yes,
he is a witness. He said, "I'm a witness. I said it." Well, then let's make him testify under oath.
And what do you call it? Mike Lee's own spokesperson confirmed this. I don't know what he's saying. Like, what one sentence or something was wrong. I was glad Jamie Raskin was just like, whatever, doesn't matter, we don't need it.
It was a beautiful way to handle it. He's like, all right, we're not going to spend time on this. Let's move it. It's withdrawn.
Yeah.
Mike Lee rose to protest the comments on the floor. It caused a stir in the chamber. He shouted that what was said about the phone call with Trump was a lie. It had never happened. He wasn't involved in it. On January 8th, Lee's spokesperson confirmed exactly. He said, Lee's spokesman said the calls from Trump and his attorney were intended for Senator Tommy Tuberville. The effort by the White House to get Tuberville to delay certification of the votes provides insight into the president's thinking and priorities as his mob of supporters lay siege to the Capitol. But that's exactly what happened. I don't know whether
chances are Mike Lee was so shaken when it happened that he, not thinking, handed it over to an aide and was like, I don't want this in my hands. And of course they handed it over. Right. And then after he came to and sobered up, he was probably like, oh my God, they're going to think that I'm against Trump and I can't say anything against Trump because I'm going to lose my position in Congress.
They played Giuliani's audio. How did they get that? That was on Mike Lee's phone, wasn't it? The audio of the message he left saying, I need you to slow down the vote, right? I mean,
he had to have handed it over.
Yeah. Let's listen to more Representative Cicilline yesterday.
Personal lawyer said on the night of this attack.
Senator Tuberville, or I should say Coach Tuberville, this is Rudy Giuliani, President's lawyer. I'm calling you because I want to discuss with you how they're trying to rush this hearing and how we need you, our Republican friends, to try to just slow it down.
This was the singular focus of Donald Trump during this bloody, violent attack on the Capitol, stopping the certification.
So, Travis, are there going to be separate trials for Rudy Giuliani? Or just one? So we have the Ukraine call was exposed today, which is criminal. And then what was the other thing today that happened?
Dominion.
Dominion lawsuit.
Oh, that would be the
$1.2
Dominion
billion.
voting machine lawsuit. He was served today.
Girl,
and then
you're in danger. You're in danger, girl.
Rudy, you in danger, girl.
Rudy, you in danger, girl.
Well, imagine how much shoe polish he's sweated off just this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
He's making his own bitters for his cocktail.
No, that's not how you do it.
Rudy's making his own gravy this morning.
All right,
one more.
you
David
have
Sicily.
to ask a
That'll
jury to
sober
use
you right
reasonable
up.
inferences to piece together a defendant's state of mind. We don't have to do this here. While our country was violently attacked by an armed mob, President Trump not only refused to stop the attack or even address the attack at all, he made clear his focus was the same goal of the attackers he had incited: to stop the certification process and prevent the peaceful transition.
Oh my God, my favorite, Castro, the oily one. His
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Trump impeachment lawyer is defending his widely panned opening arguments in a new interview with Fox News. He said, I meant to do that.
Yeah, sure.
So my reaction is, you need to check these sources, because that's not been communicated to me by the president or anybody associated with the president, including Mark Meadows, who specifically came to the Capitol to tell me, don't read the news coverage, probably because
it was so bad. Yeah.
Castro said his performance was intentional. He said that was by design. That's like when you trip up the stairs. I had something on my shoe. I was trying to.
I meant to do that.
Yeah.
Just checking gravity, make sure it works.
I don't like reading bad stuff about me in the newspaper any more than anyone else does, or my legal colleagues around the country saying I'm stupid. Stupid. But the reason I made the change was precisely so that in lowering the temperature in the room, oh boy howdy, the public coverage would be more about what I said than what the House manager said.
That is such crap. He didn't make the change. Allison Gill actually said this the other day, because we both do stand-up. You've done stand-up stuff. It was one of those times where you show up and the producer looks at you and goes, this is a clean show. And you go, oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you go up first then, because I have to rewrite my entire set. And then the opener's like, I'm just going to fill time for 15 minutes because I didn't have anything to say. That's what it was. I mean, she nailed it.
Yeah, well, the
really
first
bad routine.
Let me just say, last time I played Vegas, they did not tell me that when I opened for Three Dog Night, because I got fired after the first night.
Oh, you worked blue for Three Dog Night?
Yes. Can I just say all three of the dogs were lovely to me and laughed and loved my act, but then I was, unceremoniously.
You're fired.
Because they didn't tell me I was supposed to work clean. I meant to do that. Okay. All right, Julian Castro yesterday.
And this is what he tweeted at 2:38 p.m. Quote, "Please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They're truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful." And much has been made of the fact that in this tweet, he says, stay peaceful. Senators, stay peaceful? Think about that for a second. These folks were not peaceful. They were breaking windows, pushing through law enforcement officers, waving the flag as they invaded this Capitol building. This was a violent, armed attack. Stay peaceful? How about stop the attack? Stop the violence.
Yeah, Dana, we were saying he's been a crook his entire life. He knows about plausible deniability. So all they're pointing to is the one single time he said peaceably in his speech, which he did it for plausible deniability when he said 25 times fight. You have to fight like hell. You have to fight. And I was saying, Dana, earlier how offensive that was to me. That he kept using, we're going to walk down to the Capitol, we're going to fight, we don't ever stop fighting. You haven't fought for a thing in your entire life. You didn't fight for your country, you coward. You've only fought for yourself. I mean, it's just, ugh. I mean, and it seems like even some of these rioters are, belatedly coming to this realization that they're losing their lives and their livelihoods and their freedoms for this coward that never fought anything, that used them like he's used everybody.
I've known people that were in cults and soft cults, and they've gotten out of it, and they've figured out what had happened. They got brainwashed, and that's exactly what this is. It's a cult. And there is the capacity to actually break the spell, but you have to be able to do it. You have to make a conscious choice.
I'm a thinker. I'm a big idea person. I'm a liberal helper. Just came to mind. Just like had a little. Here's what we're gonna do. You and Mary Trump, when this is all over, you're gonna go on the road. You're gonna deprogram one by one.
Perfect.
We're going to film it.
Except Mary won't talk to those people. We've already discussed it. They're way far gone. She wants to talk to the centrist people that still have some sort of
You could tell
capacity.
the jokes and disarm them. Mary can deprogram them. Just try to work with me here.